Operation Scorch Legend. Terrorists have taken refuge from Bulgarian police in the Eftemov University complex in downtown Sofia. They have barricaded the central building of the campus and taken hostages. Unless their demands are met, they will begin executing the hostages in 1 hour. Your objectives are to neutralize the terrorists and rescue the hostages.
What we're looking at here is cleaning up someone else's mistake. The local authorities did a good job sniffing out where these characters were hiding, but they didn't pull the string when they had the chance. The pickup operation went poorly, and some of the tangos escaped, and that's what we're dealing with now. The escapees ducked into the local university, apparently on the theory they had good cover and plenty of hostages available, and we get to dig them out. The reports we've gotten from the Bulgarian police paint this as a mixed bag. The hostage-takers are described as well-armed but poorly organized. This operation hasn't been planned or thought out, and that makes them vulnerable. They're not getting out of the university, which means the only worry we have is that one of the gunmen will panic and take out the hostages.
This one looks to be about as routine as anything that lands in front of us. What we're looking at is the tail end of a clean-up operation. We've been disseminating information on the last stragglers from Gospić's little neo-fascist cartel to various governmental and counter-terrorist organizations. And it looks like the Bulgarian government ran the last batch of them to ground. Once this lot is mopped up, I think we can finally close the book on that whole operation. That's the good news. The bad news is that the local authorities didn't quite close the deal when it came to rounding them up. An handful escaped and ducked into the local university for cover. It's a good move on their part, really. Lots of hostages, lots of cover. And whoever designed the campus was thinking in terms of holding off a siege when he did so. It's going to be difficult to dig them out of there, especially since the Bulgarian government is raising all sorts of a fuss over potential damage to the historic site. There's nothing in the police reports to indicate that you're dealing with anything other than the dregs of the neo-fascist organization here. That means a potluck of weapons, poor aim, and poor tactics. They've just blundered into a good defensive position, that's all.
Hostile neutralized. Hostile down. Go, go, go! Move out. Let's go! Move, move, move! Tango, down. Can't do that, sir. Secure hostage. I'm on it.
We're all going to die.
Go, go, go! Move out. Fall in. On the way. With you, sir. Threat down. Threat neutralized. Threat down. Contact. Contact. Threat neutralized. Threat down. Hostile down. Contact. Tango down. Threat neutralized. Threat down. Threat neutralized.
Get me out of here!
You're safe now. Stay here.
Please, hurry!
Follow me.
Get me out of here!
Secure hostage. Yes, sir. Reform on me. Coming to you. Hostile neutralized. In formation. Go, go! Let's go! Move, move, move!
I've had enough.
Secure him. Right away, sir.
Come with me.
You are going to protect me, right?
Fall in. With you, sir. Threat down. Hostage secured. Hostage
Mission
secured.
completed.
Operation Solar Furnace. Terrorists have been interrupted in an attempt to steal nuclear fuel from a decommissioned reactor in Kozloduy, Bulgaria. They have overpowered the guards on site, but been contained by the arrival of Bulgarian security forces. The terrorists must not be allowed to escape with the fuel rods. Your mission is to enter the nuclear facility and eliminate the terrorists, thus securing the fissionable materials.
It looks like our Bulgarian stay is lasting longer than anticipated. There's been a break-in at a nuclear power plant that was in the process of being shut down. Most of the staff was gone, but the nuclear fuel was still there, and that's what the intruders are after. The Bulgarian authorities are shifting their resources to protecting their other nuclear sites and leaving this one to us. Apparently they were impressed by your work in downtown Sofia and wanted to make sure they got the best for a situation this delicate. The terrorists are aware that they've been spotted and are moving fast, so we need to work quickly to keep them from getting away. I don't want any of them to leave the power plant site with or without fissionable materials. The transportation they were going to use to move the uranium has been disabled, but that doesn't mean we can get overconfident. Sweep in from the perimeter and work toward the uranium pools. That's where they'll most likely make their last stand.
Things have suddenly gotten very interesting, and I don't mean in a good way. Some of the fellows from the university operation have given us some useful information about a very disturbing topic. One of the hang-ups on Bulgaria joining the EU was the fact that their nuclear reactors aren't exactly the model of safe, clean efficiency. For years, the Bulgarians resisted shutting them down, but they've had enough carrots dangled in front of them to make it worth their while. So, one by one, they've been shutting the doors and starting work on new ones. The last in the sequence is the fission reactor at Kozloduy. It's also the largest reactor they've got, and it's got the biggest pile of fissionable materials sitting in the middle of its core. What our friends from Sofia let slip is that they've been in negotiations to sign on with a new lot, one with its eyes on the U-235 prize. The hit on Kozloduy was a beautiful piece of planning. They breached the plant's perimeter after the pile had been shut down and packed up, but before the second round of security arrived. So, where does that leave us? With a band of highly organized, well-armed nuclear opportunists pinned on the site at Kozloduy. The Bulgarian police have done a nice job of setting up a perimeter, so no one's getting out. But unfortunately, that means we still have to go in.
Hostile eliminated. Hostile neutralized. Threat eliminated. Tango. Threat neutralized. Tango down. Contact. Hostile neutralized. Tango down. Threat down. Threat neutralized. Tango down. Threat down. Threat neutralized. Hostile down.
Mission completed.
Operation Dagger Harness. Intel has determined the site of a terrorist training facility in Mirola, Poland. 3 kidnapped nuclear scientists are being held there for reasons unknown. Your mission is to infiltrate the complex and rescue the scientists. Eliminate any terrorists who attempt to stop you.
We've tracked the movements of several of the terrorists you took down at Kozloduy. They've all been through Poland recently, more specifically near Mirola. That's where Recon has ID'd what looks to be a training camp. The setup they've got there is ingenious. It looks harmless from the air, which is why we didn't pick it up before. But it's got all the basic facilities anyone would need to turn out solid field-level operatives. And from what we can see, they've been busy doing exactly that. The Polish authorities were going to shut it down, but since so many of the camp's graduates have been working outside Polish borders, arguments over jurisdiction dropped it into our laps. That's fine by me, of course. We know where these terrorists are going once they're trained. What we don't know, however, is who's running the camp or whom they're running it for. That's part of your objective as well. Find the man who's in charge of this operation and take him into custody. Intel has a long list of questions they want to ask him. You'll be inserting near the firing ranges and moving in towards the central buildings of the compound. That's where we think the prisoners are being held. Remember, this is a working compound, which means that the central courtyard is going to be full of vehicles, shipments, and other supplies. The terrorists will be using them for cover as you advance, so don't get caught out there.
I'm pleased to announce that the inventory on the nuclear stockpile at Kozloduy is complete, and everything checks out. Every last speck of U-235, yellow cake, and anything else even vaguely radioactive is accounted for, locked down, and packed up for transport. That being said, we can't make the same pronouncement for the personnel at the site, or at several of the other Bulgarian nuclear facilities. We've been doing a very quiet head count of late. The incident at Kozloduy could not have been done without inside assistance, and we wanted to put a finger on the likely suspects. Instead, we found something a great deal more disturbing. A number of scientists and engineers with nuclear expertise have gone missing. We don't know if they've disappeared voluntarily or otherwise, but they need to be found before someone makes use of their expertise. That being said, we have reason to believe that several of these scientists are being held at a terrorist training site in Mirola, Poland. Satellite reconnaissance has indicated that it's a fairly sizable encampment with extensive instructional facilities. Clearly, this isn't a one-time operation, and as such it needs to be shut down. I'm sure there's valuable intelligence that we can glean from the wreckage once you do your usual efficient job of neutralizing the unpleasant elements who currently operate there.
This is UAV 1131. We are approaching target.
Roger that, 1131. Transmission received.
UAV 1131 to command. We have visual confirmation of target. Command, it looks like you have multiple tangos down there, heavily armed.
Roger that, 1131. Our strike team is inbound, so keep an eye open for them. I'm relaying the intel to them now. We'll take it from here. Thanks for your help.
Roger that, Command. Good luck, over and out.
Contact. Threat down. Tango neutralized. Hostile down. Threat down. Threat eliminated. Tango down. Contact. Hostile neutralized. Hostile down. Threat down. Tango down. Hostile down. Threat neutralized. Secure hostage. Right away, sir.
Follow me. You're safe now.
Reform on me. In formation. Tango, down. Hostile neutralized. Move out. Move out. Leave the hostel. Fall in. With you, sir.
What was the... Hello?
Move out. Can't do that, sir. Open and clear. I'm on it. Reform on me. In formation. Tango, neutralized. Threat neutralized. Closed door. Right away, sir.
Look out!
Hostile down. Fall in. With you, sir.
What was the...
Hostile down. Eliminated.
Want to die!
Move out. Let's go! Move, move, move!
Look out! They're everywhere!
Reform on me.
You're okay.
On the way.
Out of here.
In formation. Threat down. Close it. I'm on it.
Stay put.
Please, hurry up.
Stay here.
You will come back for me, right?
Fall in. With you, sir. Threat neutralized. Reform on me. In formation. Threat down. Leave him. Right away, sir. Fall in. With you, sir. Contact. Threat neutralized.
Mission completed.
Operation Tower Shark. Information seized in Marola has led to a warehouse on the docks of Constanța, Romania. It is Intel's belief that more scientists and engineers with the expertise to build nuclear devices are being held there. Your mission is to liberate the hostages and shut down the smuggling ring that is holding them prisoner.
Good work in Poland, people. The Polish authorities have moved in and shut the training operation down permanently. Meanwhile, we've got more work to do. The terrorists who ran that camp also have a smuggling ring operating out of Romania, and that needs to be shut down before they move anything important out of reach. Intel has pinned down the dock that they're using. We've been doing surveillance on the site, and it looks like they're holding some more hostages inside a warehouse. That's where most of the tangos spend their time. The rest either rotate in shifts through the warehouse or help load a cargo ship docked nearby. The ship, at least, looks like it's empty, so you won't have to go chasing kidnappers through the cargo hold. Recon of the site shows that it's heavily defended, and intercepted cell phone calls out of the site indicate that they'll kill the prisoners rather than let them go. According to the harbor master, they're scheduled for departure late tonight, presumably with the hostages on board. We're not going to let them get that far. First priority is rescuing the hostages. which is going to be tricky in that interior. We also need you to secure the computer on site so that Intel can sift through it. It's important to make sure they don't destroy their records, or we won't have a hope in hell of tracking them down.
We're going through the materials recovered from that terrorist training facility in Poland, but it's slow going. Everything we've recovered so far is encrypted, so it's taking us some time to decipher all of what they're doing. What we do have, however, is a line on the rest of the scientist smuggling operation. We still don't know who's behind it, but we know where the physicists are going. They're being funneled across the Black Sea and into Central Asia to work on rogue nuclear projects for the highest bidder. Needless to say, that's not something we're very keen on. The lone bit of good news in all this mess is that we know how the scientists are being transported. The latest batch is sitting in a warehouse on the docks in Constanta, Romania. As near as we can tell, Constanta is a bottleneck on the whole shipping operation, and if we can shut that down, we can turn off the pipeline of nuclear expertise right now.
Hostile down. Contact. Contact. Tango down. Threat down. Contact. Tango down. Contact. Threat down. Contact. Threat eliminated. Tango down. Hostile down. Hostile neutralized. Hostile down. Threat neutralized. Tango neutralized.
That's on.
Go, go, go! Let's go! Move, move, move! Hostile neutralized. Threat down. Hostile down. Threat down. Hostile neutralized.
Hello? Get this!
Cargo threat eliminated.
Follow me.
Look out! They're everywhere!
Come with me. You're okay.
Get me out of here!
Threat down. Hostile down. Hostile neutralized. Hostile down. Threat neutralized. Secure hostage. Yes, sir.
Please, help me.
Follow me.
Okay.
Reform on me. With you, sir.
Mission completed. Operation Radiant Haven. Intel has located the last of the kidnapped Bulgarian scientists. They are being held prisoner in a safe house in the Ukrainian city of Sevastopol. Your mission is to gain entrance to the house, eliminate the terrorists holding the scientists captive, and rescue the hostages.
Remember that these people are professionals. We're not dealing with the students from the training camp anymore. We're taking on their teachers, and some of them are very good at what they do. Be extra careful on the staircases. They're perfect ambush points.
Bravo on ending that physicist exporting business. We've cracked the encryption on the documents from Poland, and combined with the shipping manifest we were able to pull from the Romanian warehouse, we have a much clearer picture of what's going on. Now that we've smashed the smuggling ring, the terrorists are going to play their last card in all this. They've got one batch of scientists we haven't recovered yet, and those men are going to be moved east tonight. They're being held in Sebastopol, in a safe house near the waterfront. It's a nice-looking place. Hardly the sort of house you'd think nuclear physicists were being kept prisoner in. Curiously enough, it seems that these fellows are diversified in their operations. They're also running chemical weapons and other arms through the Western Mediterranean, with a significant presence in Dubrovnik, Croatia. We're not just dealing with some local thugs with a single brilliant idea here. This is clearly a broad-based and professional operation, and we need to get to the bottom of it fast.
Hostiles in. Threat neutralized. Move out.
Move out.
Threat down. Hostile neutralized. Reform on me.
In formation.
Hostile down. Threat neutralized.
Alarm!
Tango down. Threat neutralized. Move out. Let's go. Move. Fall in.
With you, sir.
Police!
Move out.
Move out. Threat eliminated.
I've got a family.
Reform on me.
In formation.
Tango down. Hostile neutralized.
Hostile down. Threat neutralized. Open it! Right away, sir. Fall in. With you, sir. Hostile eliminated. Hostile neutralized. Move out. Hostile
Mission
down.
completed.
Look out!
You're okay.
Everywhere! Get out of here!
You're safe now.
Okay.
Operation Arcing Bronze. Terrorists have set up timed explosives at a nuclear storage facility in Pavlograd, in the Ukraine. If the bombs detonate, the resulting cloud will contaminate an area several times larger than the Chernobyl incident. You are tasked with infiltrating the facility and defusing the bombs.
This is the sort of scenario we talked about during the Cold War, but never had to implement. We'll be going into an old Soviet nuclear materials storage facility. Needless to say, the place is built like Fort Knox. The only advantage we have is that the Tangos have gone in before us and opened it up a bit. That means we can move faster than they did and hopefully catch them quickly. The bad news is that it looks like they're going to spoil what they can't steal. There are charges set up all through the storage facility. They're set to blow as soon as the men who set them get off the premises, if not sooner. If they go, The blast will spread radioactive debris over a good portion of the Ukraine. As important as stopping the thieves from escaping with nuclear fuel is, preventing the bombs from going off is an equally high priority. Advanced reconnaissance has indicated that they're most heavily concentrated around the central fuel storage area and the bomb sites, but they've got a strong perimeter as well. We have blueprints, but odds are that they know this place better than we do, so be prepared for tangos to come popping out at odd angles. Watch your backs, and don't assume that just because you've cleared an area, it'll stay cleared. That's all. Move out.
One of the lovely things about debriefing scientists is that they never, ever want to stop talking. The lot you rescued in Sebastopol heard and saw all sorts of things while they were being held captive, and they've been more than happy to share it with us. Their captors, it turns out, were local muscle recruited by ex-Spetsnaz officers to do the heavy lifting on the smuggling ring. The Russians weren't there all that often, but when they were, they talked. And they talked about things like a bomb-building program in the Ukraine. Since they've been cut off from supplies and expertise from Bulgaria, it now looks like they'll be going homegrown on their fissionable materials. We've worked with the Russians to lock down their nukes, but there are still some potential soft spots when it comes to raw materials, particularly a storage facility near Pavlograd. That's where analysis said they were most likely to hit, and lo and behold, it looks like our prediction was right.
Tango, down. Threat neutralized. Threat down. Tango, down.
Send reinforcements, now! Police!
Go, go, Tango down. Hostile neutralized. Demo up. Right away, sir. Contact. Threat eliminated. Threat neutralized.
Hello?
Hostile down. Contact. Tango down. Hostile neutralized. Hostile down. Hostile neutralized. Hostile eliminated.
of here!
Gas! Hostile down. Tango down. Threat neutralized. Hostile neutralized. Threat neutralized. Tango down. Hostile neutralized. Hostile down. Hostile neutralized.
Mission completed.
Operation Ursa Cavern. The last remnants of the terrorist organization responsible for smuggling the scientists have been traced to a disused Russian military installation in Vorkuta, Siberia. The terrorists are preparing to abandon the site with equipment for making a nuclear device. Your mission is to prevent them from escaping and to secure the base and its contents.
The net is closing, but the animal's still dangerous. The trail leads back to a decommissioned military base in Siberia. We've done some aerial reconnaissance, and it seems clear. They're packing up to leave. We can't allow that. If the men we're hunting down escape and take their bomb-making equipment with them, then this will all start up again soon. We have a chance to deliver the knockout punch, and I don't intend to let that slip away. The men we're facing are ex-Spetnaz, which means they're better than good. The Russians don't want to send their own boys in. I think they're afraid that their anti-terror units might have too many friends on the other side. So we've been asked to do the dirty work. The Russians will be kind enough to lock down the perimeter, but that's as far as they'll go. The rest is up to you. One last note. Take the leader alive. We'll turn him over to the Russians, of course. But in the meantime, we need to make sure that this is it, that there's no more chemical or biological stockpiles out there, and that he doesn't have any friends who are going to carry on his work. Tie up all of the loose ends, gentlemen. Good luck.
Pavlograd was an unqualified success. We've got their best men and their best shot at seizing nuclear fuel. And that means they're on the defensive. None of the prisoners are talking, but we've coordinated with the Russians and checked their service records. And it seems that every last one of them spent time serving at a base in Siberia. The base itself has been decommissioned for years, but someone at the Chamber of Accounts in Moscow ran across some numbers saying they were still being supplied. I think you can do the math from here. Now, the Russians have been kind enough to give us overflight privileges, and our recon indicates that the boys at Vorkuta know they've been compromised. They're packing up to head out, and they're taking their bomb-making equipment with them. If that happens, the old cycle starts again, and we may not be able to locate them in time. The only option we have is to catch them now.
Threat neutralized. Contact. Tango down. Threat down. Threat neutralized. Threat down. Hostile neutralized. Hostile down.
Tango, down. Contact. Threat eliminated. Open and clear. Yes, sir. Threat down. Valve eliminated. Threat neutralized. Tango, down. Fall in. On the way. Go, go, go! Reform on me. With you, sir. Hostile neutralized. Hostile down. Smoke up. Negative, sir. Smoke up. Right away, sir. Fall in. In formation.
Hello?
Hostile down.
I quit.
Threat neutralized. Contact. Hostile down. Tango down. Smoke up. Can't do that, sir.
Reform on me. With you, sir.
Contact.
Hostile neutralized. Hostile down. Threat down. Hostile neutralized.
Go, go, go! Let's go! Move, move, move!
Fall in.
In formation.
Hostile down.
Hostile eliminated.
Threat neutralized. Tango down.
Contact. Threat neutralized.
Hostile down. Threat neutralized.
Mission completed.
Commander, your work is most impressive. You should be commended for your response. But where, may I ask, is the rest of your team?
Team, front and center!
Oh, boy.
They're where they need to be, Colonel. The site is secure, so are its contents. Good luck cleaning it all up. We'll be watching you.